This is a gang story. We're in suits and ties. Here's an example of a couple of things. And on RealCopStoriesVideos.com, I got a whole array of stuff like this, where a little thing can become a big thing. And also, sometimes the smallest decision by an officer makes a huge difference of which way this goes. You know, do I go home late at night and just go home, or do I say, oh, let's go out here another 50 minutes. Next thing you know, you're in a shootout, a pursuit, and all kinds of nasty things, carrying people out of burning homes and all that. I read that's one of the other stories. So just that little decision is huge. Just a little decision which way you want to go on this. And this is one of those. Working gangs, and there had been a robbery in an adjoining city about 8-9 miles away. And the broadcast came out to us. They're looking for a specific car and a couple of gang members that might have done this. Well, we were gangs, so we know they kind of hang out in certain parts of our area. And so, you know, we're crash officers, gang officers, so we have a lot of time on our hands to drive around, look and do stuff. So our partner said, hey, let's go up, because we had this guy, we look up our file, and so we had this gang here. There's one house here. Why don't we go by and see if that car's there? I go, oh, sure. What else we got to do? Yeah, you never know. It might just be a bogus thing. You never know, you know. Because you think robbers would not go to their houses right after they commit a crime. Okay, this, you and I, you know, that's the last place I'd go is home. Okay, the officer could have got my license plate. Who knows? In this case, it was just a gang that did it. They saw the tattoo on his neck, and they put out the broadcast, and we knew where these people hung out at, and one of them was a house. Okay, so let's go. Okay, what the heck? Okay, so when you do one of those, now let's go. You know, if we knew it was there, or we had an indication that the car came back to that location, we'd have got it back black and white with us, and we'd have gone in there and zoomed in there like gangbusters. This was just a routine drive-by, just to see what's going on. Okay, so we're going down the street. There's a freeway on one side, all freeway, and then houses are just on this with the road. And come around the corner, I'm the passenger, and as we're coming up, we look over, and we see everything happens fast. We see the car described in the robbery, didn't have a license plate, matched the robbery call. We see a guy standing in the open door, talking to someone inside. As we're coming down the street, we're in a plain car, but they know who we are. And as we come up to the car, pretty close, he happens to look up, sees us, got that look on his face like, O-S, okay, turns and runs. Well, he's a gang member. The car matches, so I'm out. I got my gun out, I'm screaming at him, stop. He doesn't stop. So my partner told me this is what he did. He got the guy out of the driver's side, okay, brought him around and cuffed him to the bumper, okay, real fast. And then he took off after me. And what I did is I'm running behind him yelling. I'm not very far from him. Goes to the front door, it's open. I go through the front door. There's 3 or 4 people sitting in the living room floor. He goes through the living room floor. I'm right behind him. Can't see any guns or anything. He's just running. And he goes into a bedroom, hits the bed, and they had these high windows, you know, probably about this high, about that wide, over the bed. Jumps on the bed, dives to the window. It was open, but the screen stopped him a little bit. He got caught there. I put my gun away. I grabbed him, and as I'm pulling him off the wall, he's screaming, help, mommy, which is what 25-year-olds do, okay? As I'm bringing him off the thing, I'm bouncing him on the bed. Here comes my partner, and we cuff him. It was over in a matter of seconds, okay? And so then, as people are screaming, and my partner turns and says, get back in that living room. He's got his gun out. We don't know what's going to happen here. And somebody's home. They could have guns or whatever. Okay, just get over there. So they back up. And all of a sudden, a matter of seconds, it all happens in seconds. We look down, and on the floor was a shoe store and that was robbed. And on the floor were several shoe boxes, empty, and all kinds of money stacked on the floor. Okay, they were counting the money. Okay, and so, you know, it's like, whoa, we got here. So then, so my partner already picked up the phone. We didn't have a radio. They were in the cars. These are the old days. And calls 911 and says, you know, we need help here right now. Puts the phone out. Okay, guys. So we didn't want to leave the room. So we kind of stayed there in the door watching them. There's 4 of them. And then he goes, oh, shoot. He goes, my suspect's out in the bumper of the car. And I go, well, go ahead, get him. I got him. So I got a hold of the guy like this, and I got my gun. I said, nobody move now. And they're all like, okay. And I'm speaking in Spanish, so they kind of figure, oh, I got a Latino officer here. He means business. Okay, so about that time we hear sirens coming. Here comes the cavalry. Okay. Also, here comes a news truck. Like I said, one of the other stories, they got police scanners too. And when they hear a help call come out, like pursuits, you know, you see television now with pursuits, they're like that because they got the scanners going. Officer needs help call, they'll roll to that because they figure it's going to be a shooting or something. They want to be there. That's what they do. They're the news business, okay? Nowadays they're in the slant business, but in those days they just reported it, okay? So cavalry gets there by the time my partner gets to the curve, so he tells them what's going on. They run. He's trying to take care of his prisoner. He tells them to go in the house and back me up. They come running in there. Here comes the troops. They're all in there. So about that time, 2 detectives roll in because they heard the call. And so I've got my guy, and I'm pointing down here, and they're looking and go, oh my gosh, So they tell the officer, take everybody in. We're going to take everybody in. So everybody gets handcuffed. You got got grandma and grandpa, the mom, I think, of the suspect, and some other guy. They all get handcuffed, and everybody goes. Okay. So we're taking photographs and everything. So we pick all the money up and we go. And we found a bunch of guns in there. And one of the guns was a shotgun used. We found a shotgun under the bed, and it was all pretty cool stuff. So as we're walking out, the news viet's there. Okay. So they want a statement. So they come over to us, and my partner points to me. You remember? I said, you talked to him. Okay, so what happened here? Well, I had kind of flower. I didn't want to say, we decided to come by here just for the hell of it. Well, that doesn't look good on television, even though it is the truth. Okay, I just said we had reason to believe that the robbery occurred in so and so. I gave the city. We had reason to believe that the suspects might be here. We came down here. We spotted one of the suspects on the curb. One of the suspects in the car, and the vehicle described. And there was a foot pursuit involved, and we caught one of the gentlemen inside. We caught the driver and the car, and money was discovered along with multiple weapons. Oh, that's great! So they're shooting the people coming out, and then my partner bringing the guns out. We're loading them in the back of the police car, and they're filming everything. I thought this was great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. So I go, well, be on the news? Oh yeah, it's 6 o'clock news. No problem. This is a breaking story. Okay, fine. So everybody goes back to the station, right? And then they called in the detectives from the other agency. In the meantime, I've been told that we got the robber, so they're coming in. Okay, it's huge. Again, little thing, huge thing. So I get on the phone and I'm calling my family. I call my wife. Hey, I'm gonna be on news, 6 o'clock news, this channel. All right. I've never been on news before. Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. So they call everybody. My wife calls everybody. My mom, her mom, everybody's tuned in. Channel, probably never watched that station anyway, so I turn on. Okay, now the story goes 2 directions. One, the news comes on. They report the crime. They report the arrest. And all they saw was my arms putting guns in the car. That's all they filmed. Okay, that's all they played. My wife goes, well, that's his jacket. All they had was like from here down with my hand. It was me. That's all. Wow, all that wasted time. Well, maybe they had a bigger story on the line. Who knows? Maybe the Kardashians were in town. Who the heck knows? That was way before the Kardashians. But anyway, so that was kind of sad. But I don't care. Believe me, we don't get a bounty. I just do my job. Okay. And the other side was that those detectives from the robbery were so excited. We solved the entire case. We got the 2 suspects, we got the car, we got the guns, we got the money. They were just beside themselves. Oh my gosh, you guys are the greatest. Blah, blah. So we all took everything we had, and subsequently those 4 people we interviewed, they were just witnesses to what they didn't really see much, and they were let go. And then the 2 suspects were taken along with all the evidence to that agency, and then we were told to go with them. So we went with them and spent the next 3 or 4 hours doing reports, and then now it's like 8 o'clock at night. We're all done. And then they took us out to a fancy steakhouse because they wanted to thank us for the arrest. Pardon my behavior. And they're all excited. Well, I've been on thank you dinners that we've given other people for helping us on stuff, and the city pays for it. Well, these guys, I'm sure it's the same thing. Well, no, I'm sure the city paid for our dinners because it was, police ready. We're talking about the case still and everything, get ready for court and all that. Well, yeah, but we're having steaks and soda pop. And they're having steaks and beer and wine. They're celebrating. They're toasting each other going, wow, this must be put on the city tab. How hilarious is that? But I say, not my business. I'm just doing it. You guys want to have a beer? No, we're okay. We're okay. So anyways, that was pretty cool. Then, of course, we got subpoenas, and we had a full-blown jury trial. And they had plenty of witnesses. Didn't really need us. We just detained the suspects. They had a couple people were robbed. A couple people in the store, identified them. In the parking lot, they screwed a gun in somebody's ear because he was getting in their way, and he identified one guy. So it was a pretty simple trial for a district attorney. They're all convicted. They're all ex-cons. These are good guys, good arrest. Again, small thing to a big thing. And if we hadn't gone, then we would have been caught. I mean, I don't think so, because we are the only ones that knew where we were going. Kinda. Oh, let's go by there. Again, one thing, big thing. So that was a pretty good caper. I enjoyed it, except I only saw this much of my arms. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Maybe with this face, don't blame him. Anyway, so we'll see you next time. Bye bye.